Yes, I'm starting the class. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, anyone wants to try chanting first 5 verses?
Can I try it?
Hanji.
I'll go slow. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mukhamati, Samprapti Sanmiti Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Rupyan Karati, Moh Jahi Bhanagami Krishna, Guru Satbuddhim Manasi Vitishna, Yalabhase Nij Karamo Patam, Vittam Tena Vinodaya Chittam, Nari Stanabhar Nadi Desham, Drishta Gamo Bhisham, एतन्मांसवसादिविकारं मनसि विचिन्तय वारं वारम् नलनीदलगतजलमतितरलं तद्वज्जीवितमतिशयचपलं विद्विव्याध्वभिमानग्रस्तम् लोकं शोकहतं च समस्तम् यावद्वित्तोपार्जनसक्तः तावन्निजपरिवारोरक्तः पश्चाज्जीवति जर्जरधीः वार्तां कोऽपि न पृच्छति भेदि.
Very good. Very good. Keep trying. Excellent. Anybody else wants to give a try? First 5 verses.
May I try, Deepti ji?
Yes, please.
Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamati, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Tukrinkarane, Mudha Jahi Dhanagama Trishna, Guru Satbuddhim Manasi Vitishna, Yallabhase Nija Karmopatam, तं तेन विनोदय चित्तम् नारीस्तनभरनाभिदेशं sorry नारीस्तनभरनाभिदेशं दृष्ट्वा माकामो भावेशम् एतन्मांसवसादिविकारं मनसि विचिन्तय वारं वारम् नलनीदलगतजलमतितरलं तत्त्वज्जीवितमतिशयचपलम् विद्धि व्याध्यभिमानग्रस्तं लोकं शोकहतं च समस्तम् यावद्वित्तोपार्जनसक्त तावन्निजपरिवारो रक्तः पश्चाजीवति जर्जरदेहे वार्तां कोऽपि न पृच्छति गेहे.
Good. Now 6 to 8. 6 to 7. 6 and 7. Divya.
Can I try repeat
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
यावत् पवनो निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलं गेहे गतवति वायो देहापाये आर्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये.
Gatavati, not Gatvati.
गतवति वायो देहापाये आर्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये.
Next verse.
बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणास्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः.
Very good. Good. Yes, Shalini, you want to do the 6 and 7?
यावत् पवनो निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलं गेहे गतवति वायं देहापाये भार्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः.
Good. Follow me after in the 8th verse. Kate kanta kaste putraha
काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः
samsaro yamativa vichitraha
संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
kasya tvam kaha kuta ayataha
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः
काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः.
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्या त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः
and not kasya kasya
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
I'm just reminding ourselves, very good, that there are the Sandhi rules ke saath we are not yet doing, we are doing the popular version. Once everyone's familiar with the chanting part, then maybe we'll redo it along with the rules, whatever is applicable. But first get familiar with the words itself. Uh, Anyone else wants to try the verse? Divya?
Can I try?
Kate. Huh. After Divya? After
Okay.
Divya. Yeah, we'll do it again. का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः
संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः
तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः
तदिह प्रातः
तदिह भ्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
तदिह प्रातः
तदिह प्रातः
You don't have to emphasize too much on her. तदिह प्रातः
तदिह प्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
Good. Yes, Neetuji. का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः
संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
कस्य तं कः कुत आयातः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः
तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
Again तदिहानि तदिह
तदिह
हाँ
तदिह प्रातः
that's
Okay.
right, that's right. काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
का ते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह प्रातः
Yes, good. Thank you. Thank you. So we saw till last class, we saw that how life is spent away in various stages involving us variously, but it never becomes a priority to be able to inquire, know the truth. It somehow does not take predominance in life's pursuits. One keeps postponing it, thinking when my duties are over, when my obligations are done, when I have enjoyed life a bit, when I have managed some security, some reason or the other, but our time and energy, focus, I would say focus. Our focus remains on ephemeral things, transient things, temporary things. And all that happens is, Shankara says, reminds us that life will be spent away. Now, in the next verse, the eighth verse which we see today, he's saying, what is it that should be engaging your mind? What should occupy your mind? What are the thoughts that you are to entertain? What should be the nature of involvement, mental engagements that one should also aspire for or encourage in oneself? We have seen this often in the past, that a contemplative nature, vichar karna, to think about the origin of things, from where they have come, where have I come, where has the world come, where they are going. For an ordinary person in day to day life, these things are not relevant, they don't play importance. For an average person, our bread and butter and certain peace and harmony and a certain love and affection from the society, from family, is good enough goals that we live with and live for. But they are not the end in life. These goals are relevant, but they are not ends of life. Therefore, include in your life something more than just these pursuits. Make an effort to include something more. And what is that something more? What are those mental engagements? What is that kind of a thinking that you should aspire for? Here Shankara says, think along, chintaya. Socho. O Brataha. He calls everyone around in a familiar tone, in a friendly tone. Oh brother. Brataha means brother. So, of course, he's addressing the grammarian, you know, who's peeping out of the window. If we all remember the story, he's peeping out of the window and looking at Shankara down there and mesmerized with the fact that, oh, Shankara's down there, and Shankara shouting from below and saying, oh, Mudhamate. And he's saying, oh, brother now. Having called him Mudhamate, he's calling it, addressing him as, oh, brother. Brataha. Chintaya. Chintan karo. This is how you have to think. Uh, सोचो, it's in continuous sense. ऐसा सोचते रहो. चिंतय. Varam varam. In other words, keep thinking again and again. Of what? He says things like ka te kanta. Who is your wife? Kanta, wife. Ka, who? Who is your wife? If an average man, married man, is asked, who is your wife? What is the answer?
Name.
Name of your wife. It will be the name of your wife. If a wife is asked, who is your husband? It doesn't mean here only gender specific. A wife is, who's your husband? What will we say? Name of our husband. Is this what he's saying? Kate Kanta, think who is your wife. Who is
He's
your...
talking about the human body.
Hanji?
He's talking about the human body.
No, he's talking about, I'm just coming to the verse. Yeah, we are explaining the verse, what he's talking about. He's fundamentally talking, asking us first, when he says ka te kanta, what does it come to your mind? For an average person, हमारे लिए नाम आता है, उसका रूप आता है, उसका पूरा आगे पीछे प्लस बहुत कुछ और आता है. Mutually, all our rag, dvesh, all our expectations, hopes, fears, everything comes together along with that one word, wife, husband. Hopes, most important, hopes that we linger on. Kahate putraha.
Even expectations.
Exactly, even expectation. So the whole bundle of thoughts हमारे मन में ये आता है. Be very watchful. It's a revealing statement. First, I'm trying to draw our attention to, if we are told these words, who's your wife, who's your husband, what is the bundle of thought that comes to our mind? हमारे मन में क्या विचार आते हैं? कहते पुत्रः, who's your son? And you will start off a whole history if someone asks us, and especially if a mother is asked about her son, even father. But there is this little extra edge about our children. Our spouses may not have that, but our children definitely have a little more. We have a sense of ownership and pride and belonging and affection and selfless giving. And with children, it's a lot more than it is with spouse. Putraha means putri also. Who are your children? Who is your child? Think. कौन है ये? एंड जब हम कहते हैं कौन है, क्लोज योर आईज और मन में देखो, हु इज योर सन? इफ आई हैव टू आस्क, what is the name? You'll give a name of your child. You'll give the characteristics of your child. You'll give the age of your child. You'll give the father's name. You'll give a lot of these details. What are these two words predominantly aiming at? It's not the body, as Akanksha said. What is it aiming at?
It's the
It was a
samsara.
verse in Gita. It was a verse in Gita, I think. They, like your husband, you existed before you. So
Okay.
they are.
So
मतलब,
what, simply bring it to the bottom line. What are these two words indicating? Wife and children. What do they indicate?
relationship.
Relations. Simple. It's just relations. These relations are picked up because they are the ones where we are most closest to and most bound by. Relations are what we live for. We tie relations, we bind relations. In fact, we assess people based on how they hold the relations. हम किसी इंसान को अच्छा कब कहते हैं? ये बहुत अच्छा इंसान है. Which means what? He is very good in his relations with people. Not superficially, genuinely. He relates very well to people. That's how you say he's good. Other characteristics also. Question your relations, which means not the relation do you have to question, but the idea of a relationship that you hold is what you question. What is the idea of a relationship in your spouse? He is my husband. She is my wife. Relation means what? Kate Kanta. You said the name of your wife. But when he says, think, chintaya, socho, sochte raho, who is your wife? Who's your husband? What does it boil down to? He is my husband. She is my wife. Think about this relationship ground itself, the ground of relationship. Swami Chinmayananji used to say in this verse, and quite good. I have it here. I'm going to just read the paragraph because his writing is very, very clear, and I don't have to put words into this. Relationships are useful, no doubt. That's not what he said. I'm just going to read it. Relationships are useful, no doubt about it. But when Shankara says, think about them, you have to come to understand the need of a relation. This is mine. Ye mera hai. When you say my child, mera bachcha, my child, think, think, is this your child? Because it's born from your womb? Is your womb yours? Is the womb yours? Is the womb you? The womb is not you. So, how is it that the child placed in the womb is yours? But mamatva bhav hai wahan. Because if you remove the mamatva bhav, what happens? Cold, indifferent. Many children complain, my mother is so cold, she's so emotionless, she's so uncaring. Children conclude, she's so uncaring. She only thinks of herself. She doesn't, or it could be the father, anyone. Relations are definitely binding. And this is what Swami Chinmayananji writes in his book here. There is no denying the fact that the institution of home, the bonds of family relations, etc., have all a beneficial influence on individuals. There's no denying this fact. And they can certainly liberate man from his egocentric selfishness. How does a home help you grow? How do relations help you grow? When you are able to expand your identity, egoism, spread it over larger people, and make yourself animitta, make yourself secondary, make yourself in a giving position. As a result of that, your own ahankar keeps getting refined and you grow. That was the purpose of a home. That is the purpose of having relations. That is the purpose of the entire realm of Grahastha ashram. What does it do? It helps you overcome your egocentric selfishness. Because we all know conducting duties, being available to our children and our family involves a lot of self sacrifice and self giving. Sacrifice is a very wrong word, it's a self giving, happily self giving. That's a stage of growth from selfish oriented. As I just said, someone can think I'm a very cold person, my mother's cold, means अपने बारे में सोचती है हमारे बारे में. That is an opportunity for a person to expand their circumference of identification. But by themselves, who are they? They cannot be your goal of life. What does it mean? Think about the worth of relations. Are relations to last forever? What am I in a sense of a relation? We find ourselves coming from this connection when my focus is only on my own self in a relation. मुझे क्या मिल रहा है इसमें से? In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, certainly at the level of Upanishad, the Upanishad says everyone thinks of their own self in a relation. They love the other for their own sake. You like your husband, your wife for your sake. You like your child for your sake. And this is a fact of life. Nobody can deny it. That you are in that relation with them, there are attachments, there are bonds. As long as those bonds are helping you grow into a better person, but you cannot take them as ends in themselves. You cannot take them as conclusive reality of life. Means you cannot have relations as an end goal. What more? When you think Kate Kanta, who is this? If you just go beyond the name and the characteristics that you see in the person, who is this when you ask, who's my wife? Who's my husband? Who is this? Where is your attention going to? Go beyond the name and the form and the characteristics and your relation with them. Who is this? Kaun hai? What comes to your mind? The person has a beginning, has come from their own past. Before you got married, did you know about the existence of the person? I find this
Yeah.
very fascinating.
Yes, yes. I think you gave that example even in Bhagavad Gita. You said na, that, did Arjun know his teacher or his grandfather before he was born?
Exactly. Now, before you meet the person, and yes, okay, after that you marry. Before that, whatever it is, 20, 30 years, you were an independent entity related to your family, your parents, your siblings. He, she is another entity, absolutely not meeting anywhere in this large, in this huge world. And then something brings you together. Chance, luck, prarabdha, use any term you like, doesn't matter. But once you've met, and now there is, you've married. Once there is marriage, what is a sense of change that comes in you? ये मेरा है, ये मेरे हैं. So many people actually believe that your strength of a relationship is जब आप उस पे अधिकार बना सकते हो. How close you are in a relationship means आप उस पे कितना अधिकार अपना रख सकते हो, कितना अपना अधिकार आप उस पे जताते हो. If somebody you're close to means I have all rights over you. Vyavharically, okay. But Shankara's trying to remind us you have come together for a few years. It's not everlasting bond. One of us is bound to depart before the other. Then what? A harsh reality. We said Bhaj Govindam is moha mudkaraha, sar pe danda. When I think that going to be this is going to be final relation, important to me, no doubt, but at the same time, throughout, it's a very beautiful practice. Throughout your life as a husband, wife, as a mother, father, throughout, Shankara says, remind yourselves that this entity, you are related for a short period of time. It is not everlasting. You were alone before, you will be alone later. That small stage of your life that you're together, always remember through that, don't get so involved in it that you take it as an end relationship, end of life relationship. It's not the end of life. इतना महत्व उस परस्यूट को नहीं होना चाहिए that it dilutes your thinking to believe it to be real. Next question, he says, think. That means first part of it is, first pada of the verse says, think about your relations. Come to the truth of your relations. Satya kya hai? Most of these verses you find in Vairagya Shatakam or even in Bhaj Govindam, they're constantly reminding us. The few verses we saw, even your wife will fear your dead body. Idea is how much of time and energy gets spent instead of growing in a relationship. Shastra never says don't have grahast as an ashram at the end of it. Sanctioned by Vedic life, sanctioned in a Vedic life. As an ashram, when two people come together, the idea is that we both help each other grow. But when these principles are lost, then we are looking at the other person as a means of my happiness. मेरे सुख का माध्यम है वो, और दूसरा भी वही सोचता है. That will somehow destroy your relationship ultimately anyway. But before you reach that point, just think who is your wife and who is your child. They are independent beings, jivas in themselves. जीवत्वम वहां भी है, यहां भी है. यहाँ भी राग द्वेष है, वहां भी राग द्वेष है. यहाँ भी अहंकार है, वहां भी अहंकार है. यहाँ भी होप्स है, वहां भी होप्स है. यहाँ भी एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, वहां भी एक्सपेक्टेशंस है. यहाँ भी इच्छाएं हैं, वहां भी इच्छाएं हैं. What is the difference? Yet we look upon them as a source of our happiness and security. Think before you start getting disappointed and unfulfilled, etc. Bring reality to your life so that there's a certain level of, I'm going to use a word strong enough, in a grahastha ashram itself, it is very essential to have affectionate detachment. Affectionate detachment. A term that seems contradictory. If there is affection, you almost think, how can there be detachment? Because detachment you always associate with indifference, coldness. जहाँ detachment होता है वहाँ caring दिखती नहीं है, as if, but that's a wrong conclusion. Grahasthashram must be built on the principle, as long as we are in a unit, there is an affectionate detachment. In fact, you will find those families are very well balanced when you find them standing for each other, by each other, there for each other, yet giving the space and the time to grow independently. Because everyone, the adults, the parents remember this throughout. A child has come with their own prarabdha, a child comes with their own destiny, if you want to call it. A child has their own, a child has Children have their own free will, they have their own ichha, they have their own life, etc. We all know this, fundamentals, but we never align our own thinking to these fundamentals. So, what happens is when it actually comes in a relationship, we are completely overpowered by the hopes and expectations, etc. etc. Think who they are. First part. Samsaraha ayam ativa vichitraha. The samsar is very strange. Ativa. Ativ means there is no limit. Vichitra. Vichitra hai. Ye. In which way is it vichitra? It is ever changing. It is manifold. It is variously expressing itself. Think about this samsara, which is extremely fluid. What is it like? He says in there's a verse in Atma Bodh. A very beautiful verse. I'm trying to share. Why is it not coming? Can't even. Okay. Let's take a minute. 1 minute. Atma Bodh is another text, again attributed to Shankaracharya. And after Tattva Bodh is also one of the primary texts that is taken up initial stages of learning. What is this samsara vichitraha? Samsaraha swapna tulyo hi. Tulya means equal to, like. This samsar is like swapna, dream. Indeed, indeed. Raga dvesh adi sankulaha. It is expression of raga dvesha adi, ahankar, mamakar, etc. This samsar that we see is nothing but full of attachments, feelings, hopes, expectations, raga, dvesh, whatever terms you call it. It is like a dream. Samsar is like a dream. Swakale satyavat bhati. Satyavat. Satyavat means like satyam, real. Bhati, it appears. Swakale, in its own time. In time means in its own existential form, as long as there is avidya, we go straight to the cause. As long as there is ignorance, there is avidya. Samsaraha, which is nothing but raga, dvesha and its expression, is actually like a dream. But as it is appearing, as you see it, satyavat bhati, it looks real. हम सबको दुनिया रियल लगती है ना? हमको लगती है ये स्वप्नवत? When I look at the world outside and I see the sun setting, it gives me a beautiful feeling. Yes, the sun is real, the sunset is real, and it is time for dinner soon. My entire day is real, and I'm looking for sleep now. रात आने वाली है, I'm going to go to sleep soon. Real. Tomorrow morning, I will wake up, sense of real. And then every day, like every day, real. Satyavat bhati. It appears to be very real. This is very, what is the vichitra part that Shankara is saying? The vichitra of samsara is that this is appearing real. Satya दिखता है. Connected to your relations before. काते कांता कस्ते पुत्र क्या लगते हैं? स्वप्नवत लगते हैं. Only if only. Everything would disappear like a dream then. All problems would disappear like a dream if it was like that. But they look real. Samsara is vichitra. The vichitrata here is as long as swakale, since it's an introductory text, they don't tell us the root. In time, अपने वक्त में, स्वकाले in actual meaning is अपने वक्त में, अपने time में, samsar, as long as this world is seen by you, आपको जब तक दुनिया दिख रही है, however many years waking and dream you're going through, waking and sleep you're going through, how many cycles you have, the earth has rotated around the sun and you've celebrated your birthdays, every day of your life you have felt the world is real. प्रबोधे सती असत भवेत. प्रबोधे, जब इंसान को समझ आ जाती है, जागता है, प्रबोधे, in knowledge, when the knowledge awakens you, when you wake up in knowledge, if in knowledge, sati is a condition there, on waking up, asat bhavet, you realize this is all asat. Just as on waking up, your dream which looked real in dream, on waking up that dream looks unreal, asat. Satyavat bhati, very important words for reflection. When I look outside at the sun after reading this verse, Satyavat bhati is an unshaken feeling. I cannot shake away the sense of reality just by knowing that this world is supposed to be like a dream. According to Vedantic Shastra, the world is said to be like a dream, but to me, it is real. विचित्र है ये संसार. जो बहुत सत्य दिख रहा है, उसका अस्तित्व, मूल अस्तित्व, at the very root cause, it is not there. It's like a dream. Woof, disappears. Just as a dream disappears with everything and no trace left. I had a very vivid dream yesterday. Very vivid dream of something. I wake up for a few minutes, I'm disoriented because the dream was so real. Janaka, King Janaka, that we keep reading in the Gita also, we saw him as one of the Gyani Purush, Grahastha Gyani, the King Janaka, as a king also, he is said to be a Gyani. He became a Gyani on this question. He says, when I have this dream and I look at the dream, it looks so real to me. And when he wakes up and he says, the world looks very real to me, which of these is real? In dream, the dream looks real. Here, the waking looks real. When I wake up, the dream disappears. In dream, the waking disappears. In both of, which is the real one? मैं किसको सत्य मानूं? उस स्वप्न में भी तो मुझे सत्य लग रहा था, तब तो वेकिंग था नहीं. वेकिंग वर्ल्ड चली गई, मुझे क्या पता सन है कि नहीं, सनराइज. I went off to sleep. I woke up late. I don't know the sun has risen. I'm dreaming at that time, early morning dream I'm having. And I'm really there in the dream, disconnected to the sunrise. I can't perceive the sunrise. I don't see the sunrise. And when I am seeing the world here, this whole Jagrat Avastha, Swapnavat Bhati, Satyavat Bhati, it looks real, prabodhe. But when you inquire into its existence, that is why what is Shankara asking us to do? He says, think, contemplate, allow these thoughts to come into your mind. Sit with them. Let these thoughts be encouraged in you. When you start examining, inquiring on relations, you realize the relations have no tattvam. When one partner goes, there's only memory in the other partner. And after some years, even that memory starts fading. We always say the name, we always say, what about our grandparents and our great grandparents? Great grandparents. Grandparents, okay, we may still have their photographs. What about the great grandparents? Does anybody remember? Their great grandparents? Rare one that would be. Great great grandparent. And yet you are here because of them. Your body is given in lineage because of them. But are they remembered? The fact of life. What is the hammer? यही जिंदगी का सत्य है. चाहे हम कुछ चाहें ना चाहें, हम समझे ना समझे, ये बदलेगा नहीं. क्या नहीं बदलेगा? Before we came into an association with the person, took vows with the person, before that I was alone. As long as I hold the vows, we both hold the vows, that's our time together. Is time में most of us destroy each other. 99% people do not know how to handle the relation. As a result of which, as time goes on, it's more of just coexistence rather than developing mutual respect and, as I said, affectionate detachment. Having that. But no, even in Vyavhar, we mess it up. So, what is Shankara saying? Vichitraha. Samsaraha ayam ativa vichitraha. It is very, very, very strange. You can't see the slide now, no? Okay, 1 minute. I have to reshare. So far, I'm presuming it's getting clear. that तो कोई मुश्किल शायद है नहीं, है ना? Okay. Then what? Kasyatvam. Who are you? Kasyatvam. कौन हो आप? अगर आपसे पूछे हम आप कौन हो? We all start off with our biodata. Start off with our name, etc. Who are you? ये प्रश्न मन में आता ही नहीं है. मैं हूं कौन? Where have I come from? Because I'm not asking the aham, I'm not asking the mama. Aham means मैं, and मुझसे जुड़ के जो मेरे संबंध हैं वो सब ममा हैं, मेरे हैं. जब अहम ही नहीं प्रश्न में मेरे, तो ममा कहाँ प्रश्न में आएगा? Mama is what? My people, my children, my parents, my family, my brother, my sister. But all this my presumes what? I. I exist. मैं हूं. क्योंकि मैं हूं, इसलिए ये सब संबंधी मेरे हैं. मेरे हैं. Shankara says, who are you? Are you a body? This cross body? क्या आप ये शरीर हो? Because this is simple text, we'll bring it to simple level. क्या ये शरीर हो? Am I this body? क्या मैं शरीर हूं? अगर आप शरीर हो, तो what is death? So when there is death, क्या मैं मर जाती हूं on death? That means when the body is burnt, आज तो मुझे फील होता है अगर कट होता है तो. Why do I feel a cut? Some of us are drama queens and kings, no? थोड़ा सा cut, ooh, we go on, ooh, drama queens and kings that we are. थोड़ा सा cut, ooh, make a big show out of it. क्यों? Because वहां पे हमको फील हो रहा है कि अरे कट गया, मैं कट गई. आपकी उंगली पे हल्का सा कट हुआ, a thorn pricked. But what happened when a thorn pricked? दर्द हो रही है, मुझे दर्द हो रही है, हाय मुझे चुभ गया, मुझे चुभ गया. Thorn, even when I say it, I'm going to laugh on it because the absurdity of this statement is really, it's funny. मुझे चुभ गया, क्या कांटा मुझे चुभ गया? कांटा आपको चुभ सकता है? Who are you? आपको कांटा चुभ सकता है? शरीर को कांटा चुभा. कांटा किसको चुभा? इस तत्व को, इस चमड़ी को चुभा. चमड़ी को कांटा लग गया. आप फूल तोड़ने गए थे, गुलाब तोड़ने गए, कांटा लग गया. कांटा साथ था, कांटा चुभ गया. मुझे जब all that imposition of the body with me, मैं हूँ. I am this body. If you are this body, then what happens on death? शरीर जल रहा है, at least in our custom. या दफन कुछ भी कर रहे हो, पारसीज छोड़ देते हैं उसको for the vultures, eagles and the left. Who are you? Are you the body? तो फिर तो बहुत चुभना चाहिए ना. जब जल रहा है तो my God, look at the pain that I should have when the body is on fire. अभी तो हल्का सा भी, in the iron, by mistake, if you're ironing and you get burnt, or while you're cooking you are burnt, that thing just bulges up, the whole body responds to heal, it starts. When you are on fire, कितना दर्द होना चाहिए अगर आप शरीर हो तो? Yes or no? बहुत होना चाहिए logically speaking. But no, we do a samskar there because we know that the आप जिसको आप कह रहे हो वो तो निकल गया शरीर से. उसको तो नहीं चुभने वाला कुछ भी, वो नहीं जलने वाला. जब शरीर जलेगा वो नहीं जलेगा, जब शरीर कटेगा वो नहीं कटेगा, क्योंकि वो निकल गया. अभी है, यहाँ प्राण है, अभी जीवन है. जब प्राण है और जीवन है तो सोचो, हु एम आई? कौन हूं मैं? Am I born and am I dying? Am I this body of 5 elements? 5 तत्वों से शरीर बना है. क्या मैं ये हूं? 5 तत्व मैं हूं. 5 कोश मैं हूं. The 5 कोश, अन्नमय कोश, प्राणमय कोश, मनोमय कोश, विज्ञानमय कोश, आनंद. Is that me? Who am I? Socho, he says. Shankara is only asking who. Remember the context always. The grammarian who is busy doing dukring karne. Rat raha hai wo. Means all our life we are doing things that are of no use, actually speaking. It cannot be said in more straightforward words. Most of us are engaged in our life which have absolutely no use at all. Useless they are. They are just like in swapna, kuch kiya, kuch paya. Swapna mein, in dream you thought of something, you aspired for a Nobel Prize and you were awarded. In the dream you saw yourself struggling for 35, 40 years researching and finally you managed to find a treatment for cancer and you are going to be awarded a Nobel Prize for your discovery. Or even better, as I often say, as a kid, when I was told there are only 5 elements, मैं तो टेढ़ा सोचना था तो सोचा वाई हम तो 6th element ढूंढ के रखेंगे, हम तो ढूंढ लेंगे. बच्चे थे, मतलब कुछ तो एक्साइटिंग चाहिए तो हम 6th element ढूंढेंगे. टिल यू रियलाइज्ड स्टूपिड, है ही नहीं तो कहाँ से ढूंढोगे? When the whole world is brought down into 5 elements, 6th element as a human उपाधि तो नहीं मिलेगा ना तुमको. But in my dream, because I was so obsessed कि मुझे 6th element ढूंढना है, in my dream I discovered a 6th element and I was going to get a prize. And when I woke up, ekdam se, I was getting the prize, and my mother called me. उठो, देर हो रही है स्कूल के लिए. And when I wake up, what happened to my entire effort of having, we can laugh at this today because हमें सपना का सत्य मिथ्या दिख रहा है कि वो स्वप्न है. We have a real value to it. It's a dream, so we can laugh at it. Take these words, quote unquote. Because I see it as a dream, I can laugh over the absurdity. But the waking, I cannot see it swapnavat. So everything here becomes difficult. So if my award is being taken away and given to someone else, am I going to laugh at it now in my waking? I put 20, 30 years of effort in the dream and I found the sixth element and I was getting awarded. I was so happy, so excited. And my mother shook me to my waking state, woke me up, school jana hai, and I lost that award. Am I crying over it?
No, that is acceptable.
That is acceptable. Why is it acceptable? Because the understanding that वो तो स्वप्न है, स्वप्न real नहीं है. मगर सेम चीज जब मैं वेकिंग में कर रही हूँ और वेकिंग में मुझे अब अवार्ड मिल रहा है, बट दैट अवार्ड जस्ट व्हेन आई एम अबाउट टू गेट इज गिवन टू समवन एल्स. नाउ कैन आई लाफ ओवर इट?
Then the ego comes in.
बिकॉज ये रियल लग रहा है, ये स्वप्नवत नहीं लग रहा, ये रियल लग रहा है. Therefore, who are you? Are you this body? Are you these feelings? Are you these hopes? Are you these expectations? Are you these relations? Are you the child of someone alone as an end? Are you the husband and wife of someone alone end? Are you the parent of someone alone end? क्या यही सब रोल्स आपके जीवन के आप हो? Think, he says. He's telling the grammarian and through him, to all of us, think, are you this? Instead of saying दुख नहीं करने, अपने विचारों को किसके साथ जोड़ो. He says, who are you? और कहा आयातः, कुत आयातः, from where have I come? कहाँ से आया हूँ मैं? कहाँ से आई हूँ मैं? How am I suddenly a body formed, an independent entity? From where have I come? Tattvam. Know that truth of all these things. तत्वम को जानो, चिंतय, सोचो उसके बारे में. Think about the truth of these fundamental realities of life. We are calling them fundamental. To us in ignorance, they look like, oh, this is so बड़ी बड़ी बातें. Lot of people tell us, इतनी बड़ी बड़ी कौन सोचे ये सब? ये सब सोच के there is no food brought on the table. अगर हम ये सब सोचने लगे तो where is the food going to come on the table? ये सब सोचने की बातें थोड़ी होती हैं. And then forget it. He says, while you have life, while you have breath going in this body, ये सब सोचो, rather than wasting your life in false pursuits which have no meaning in another sense of reality. They are only true as long as you have desires and ignorance. तब तक आपको ये जीवन जीवन सत्य दिखता है. इसके बाद, once there is knowledge, you think about this, you have knowledge, and no longer are these relevant also. Then how do I start thinking? Next verse he says. Before that, conclusion again. Therefore, stop wasting your time in other things. Dukrin karne, bhaj Govindam, bhaj Govindam. Use your time well. Use your energy well. Use your opportunity well. Okay. I think time's up. Yeah. We'll take this verse. next time. Any question up to now? Clear? Okay, so let's end the class. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Dhanyavad Dipti ji.
Dhanyavad. Welcome, Swagatam.
Recording stopped.
Thank you, Dipti.
Thank you. No questions? Then can I-
Dipti, son is doing this scripture for the second time, and yet it never stops hitting you hard. Every time you go through it, I mean, it's like literally on your face.